Well, it's the biggest game of the round of 16, Spain versus Portugal, and the winner takes on the winner of Belgium versus the USA. This is a massive, massive game. It's the Iberian Derby. Both teams will be pretty familiar with how they have played two strong midfields going up against each other. There's enough goal dust to really dazzle the night here at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Anthony Taylor is the referee for this contest here today. As both sides will be looking to book their spot into the quarterfinals, they'll feel that a spot in the semis is theirs for their taking, because either one of USA or Belgium win, France or Spain will fancy their chances against either opposition. This is theirs for their take. There's a bit of fraudulence in the refereeing decision, as Anthony Taylor is the main man. Ask any Chelsea fan in the world, and not one will give you any sort of positives for this referee here today. Hopefully, he doesn't take center stage, and it's the game that does the talking. Germany, Uruguay, and Italia all represented in the VAR box, where we've seen a couple of shocks, couple of games going the distance. Brazil have been knocked out, while England prevailed yesterday. This is the Portugal lineup with Diogo Costa in goal, Nuno Mendes and João Cancelo as the two fullbacks. Renato Veiga and Ruben Dias continue the defensive partnership with Vitinha, João Neves and Bruno Fernandes as the midfield three, with João Felix, Pedro Neto and Cristiano Ronaldo leading the line. 146 goals and possibly his final World Cup for Cristiano Ronaldo. 3 World Cup goals this edition, all 6 World Cups. Cristiano Ronaldo has managed to find the back of the net. And as for Spain, they go with Unai Simon. No changes really. I think they're going with pretty much their same lineup. Yep, Cucurella and Pedro Porro as the fullbacks. Laporte and Cubarsí as the centre halves. Rodri and Pedri holding down the midfield. Dani Olmo, Alex Baena and Lamine Yamal as the forward three, for Mikel Oyarzabal leading the line. The Real Sociedad forward has been on fire, scoring a brace against Austria. He's coming into this game in great form, as both teams will be ready for this. We're here for the last dance, are we, Gautam? It possibly could be. It could be his last ever game for Portugal. Roberto Martinez up against Luis de la Fuente, with a spot in the quarters up for grabs. Well, this World Cup, as simply put, has been sensational. The big dogs have shown up. If you look at the Golden Boot race, it tells you the story. Haaland, Mbappe and Messi all on 7. Mikel Oyarzabal has found the back of the net on multiple occasions, 2 braces, and he'll feel that he is in very good nick to try and attack this Portuguese defense. Well, it's 2 generations. Lamine Yamal versus Cristiano Ronaldo. Predictions? I don't do predictions, but I'm going for a Spain victory. I can't see how Portugal beats Spain from here. I would be as shocked as the next one. But we're all set here at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. This should be a cracker. And let's go. Let us go. Well, we need a cracker. That's the bare minimum. The World Cup has been so entertaining, and we cannot afford to have any sort of drab games. England versus Mexico, oh my word. In terms of drama and keeping us on the edge of our seats, fantastic game in an iconic stadium. But what Portugal do have is a midfield that can cope against a Spanish midfield who can keep the ball for fun all day long. João Neves and Vitinha. It all depends on whether or not they can find that understanding with Cristiano Ronaldo as Bruno Fernandes as the number 10, supplying all that ammunition for Cristiano Ronaldo. If there's ever a time for Ronaldo to score a big, big World Cup goal, this would be it. That's so true. It feels so odd that it's Portugal in red and Spain are in white. Quick adjustment as Pau Cubarsí driving forward. Here's Pedro Porro. Scored that second goal against Austria. A box crashing run from the right back. Alex Baena just clipping it into the area, and Pedro Porro with that attacking run. Porro and Lamine Yamal on that right-hand side. Certainly potent. That's a needless foul by Lamine. And that left-hand side for Portugal will have to work extra hard. Nuno Mendes versus Lamine Yamal is pretty much the battle that we're all looking at. One of the best left-backs in the world against one of the best right-wingers. Who comes out on top in that battle? That's a poor pass by João Cancelo. Cucurella nips in. Here's Pedri. And Pedri and Rodri, in terms of ball-keeping abilities, don't get as good as that. Beautiful switch out onto the right-hand side. Lamine with a miscontrol. Nuno Mendes will have to have his best game, and João Felix will have to track back at left wing. Pedro Neto on the other side. Hierro and Puyol, Real Madrid and Barcelona legends in attendance. Here's Pedri, heavy touch. Pedro Neto nips in, keeps the ball nicely. Ooh, Neves has been caught on the ball. Spain with the attack. It's a decent strike. It's straight at Diogo Costa. Good evening, Manny. What is up, sir? Bright and early today. A 12:30 kickoff feels so nice, doesn't it? Tomorrow, Argentina, Egypt, 9:30 kickoff. Oh, chance here for Spain. It's João Neves again with a critical interception. Well, it's Vitinha rather. Portugal getting caught here on numerous occasions. Yep. Feels like Ronaldo's last dance, doesn't it? Bruno Fernandes eased off the ball. It's been a poor World Cup from Bruno Fernandes. Not going to lie. Haven't seen him razzle or dazzle. If there's ever a time to show up, it's in the knockouts. Oh, Lamine Yamal has started the game pretty poorly here. Needless pass, cut away quite comfortably. Here's Vitinha finding João Neves. This is where Portugal will need to keep the ball very, very well. Never seen a team with this little chemistry. Bobby Martinez is one of one. Probably Bobby Martinez's last game as Portugal manager if they don't manage to go through. Martinez having managed the golden generation of Belgium. And now Portugal. Oh, Nuno Mendes making a good run, and his first touch was very good. Fortunately, it gets away from the PSG left back. Man, in terms of a perfect mold of a left back, you're looking at him. Nuno Mendes. I don't have a single negative thing to say about him, man. He is that good. The Manny scoreline predictions, I generally leave it to you guys. That's what you guys are here for. Fill me in with your predictions. Spain are heavy favorites, I'm not going to lie. It's not been all too comfortable for the favorites. So Brazil being knocked out by Norway in quite convincing fashion too. The second half, I mean, yes, Nyland made some unbelievable saves, but overall, in that second 45 minutes when Brazil need to go and chase the victory, they could barely lay a glove on Ståle Solbakken side. Here's Baena. Great feed there by the Atletico winger. I'm no expert, Manny. I know ball as much as you guys. Here's Dani Olmo. Onto the right-hand side to Pedro Porro. 2-1 or 3-1. I'm guessing that's to Spain. Yeah, Nuno Mendes is the anti-Delap. That's right, Manny. Whatever you want on a left back, Nuno Mendes is that guy, man. Elite scouting from PSG. It's like they picked the 3 best Portuguese players and recruited them all for very good fees too. I mean, Nuno Mendes, Vitinha and João Neves. João Neves was a 70 million euro signing. Vitinha couldn't have been that much. And neither Nuno Mendes. Here's Mendes. Finding Vitinha, Neves, Renato Vega. Renato Vega, of course, having 6 months at Chelsea after Chelsea spent 13 million quid on him. Arrival from Basel. Came as that left back option. Backup for Cucurella, maybe filling in at left side at centre half. He knew he wasn't going to get game time. What a pass by Nuno Mendes, man. Outrageous stuff. Portugal motoring forward. Oh, decent strike. Tight angle. João Cancelo having to pull the trigger. This all comes from Nuno Mendes. Fantastic ball. After watching Dan Burn today morning, Nuno Mendes has work to do. That's true. Well, Dan Burn's performance was a cult-like performance, man. You're going to remember it. Like those nostalgia merchants remember when we beat Mexico at the Azteca, Dan Burn came on when England were down to 10 and headed everything away. It was a great cameo, though. Not going to lie. We all made fun of Tuchel saying that, oh, are these the substitutes? He got it spot on. England comfortably saw that game after Raul Jimenez's penalty made it very, very interesting. Mexico managed to pull a goal before the 90 minutes. Extra time against 10 men. Mexico would have fancied their chances. Here's Mendes. Bruno Fernandes. João Felix gets dispossessed. Laporte. Baena. Olmo. Oh, what a pass this is! Oyarzabal is through on goal and he puts it wide. Has the offside flag been raised? If it's not, it is a massive let-off for Portugal. Oh, this is some sensational football. Oh, he's onside by a mile. What a miss. Oh, he has to score. Oyarzabal, that should have been number 5 for this World Cup. Huge, huge let-off, man. They cut Portugal through the center. And Portugal are so lucky. Of all the people, Gautam, Mikel Oyarzabal, who's had a terrific World Cup. I thought he was going to find the back of the net. I thought the only thing that was going to stop him scoring is the offside flag. But it was on by a mile. Huge let-off. Here's João Felix. Portugal can count themselves very, very lucky. Oyarzabal was hoping that the offside flag was going to be raised. Clever pass by Felix, but the defending is brilliant. Pau Kubarsi, man. Was that Pedri? Yeah, it was actually Pedri who jumped in. Very good defending. This was the pass to the outside of the boot. Great football, though, by Spain, man. And if Portugal are not careful, they could get ripped to shreds here. If they think they can hang with Spain, which they'll feel they can. I mean, it's 5 versus 2. They won't have that inferiority complex, but Spain can pop it around if you're not careful. Anthony Taylor, the ref, I mean, they gave him the best round of 16 game, man. Fernandes delivers. We'll get back to that point. Oh, decent strike. Well blocked. Oof, he took that flush, man. Diogo Costa. Yeah, Anthony Taylor getting this game just shows you there's just no justice in this world. Talk about other referees who have worked so hard in their lives, made very few errors, or comparatively, than Anthony Taylor. And then Tony Taylor gets the big gig. Almost underrated? Almost not underrated, man. He's perfectly rated. He's a top player. There's a reason why Barcelona decided to almost go and take an extra bit of loan when they couldn't really sign anybody, still deciding that a 60 million euro transfer is worth it. He's a very clever footballer. He was so good at the Euros too, man. Here's Vega. Mendes. Bruno Fernandes, that is a horrific touch. Spain pop it so comfortably in comparison. Portugal just trying to chase shadows here. This Portugal performance so far, if you're a Portugal fan, can't fill you with too much confidence. This is Ronaldo trying to get away from Rodri. Both skippers in a entanglement there. Rodri just has to be careful. I want to give VAR a decision to make. Good play there by Oyarzabal. Still be thinking about that miss though. Oh, Pedri gets caught in midfield and it's Cristiano Ronaldo edge of the box. It's Cristiano Ronaldo straight at Unai Simon. Simon closed down the angle at the front post, but Pedri with the mistake and Ronaldo pouncing on it. Far too casual there by the Barcelona man. Ronaldo didn't have too many options, had to go for goal himself. Is it going to be a shoot on side from Cristiano Ronaldo's point of view? Knowing that it's possibly his last World Cup game, just have a pop when you can. Mendes will take this corner. Couple of corners already for Portugal. Need to really capitalize. Mendes, poor corner. Even Nuno Mendes isn't immune from terrible corners in world football, man. Oh, the ball breaks kindly. Mendes, how's your pass? Oh, he trips. He loses his balance. Portugal win the ball high up the pitch, but they surrender the initiative. Vitinha caught lacking there. Thought he was going to immediately pop it off, but decides to just hold on to it for a second longer. Pedri. He must have a better feel to it now. Here's Lamine Yamal. Nuno Mendes immediately on him. Good challenge. Fernandes does well. It wasn't Fernandes, it was João Neves with the challenge. Where is Bruno Fernandes? He's playing in the pivot by the looks of it. And João Neves as the advanced midfielder on the left-hand side. Interesting. Very interesting. Clever pass into the channel. Well defended by Pedro Neto. Here's João Felix. And Portugal are pretty much playing some freestyle ball here because if you look at the positionings, it's very difficult to pick out. Pedro Neto was on the left-hand side, then having to gun it all the way to the right. Spain looking a lot more fluid. Baena looks to thread to the eye of the needle. Baena with a very wild effort. Goal kick for Portugal. Spain looking dangerous though. Looking very, very dangerous. Manny, is that an NFL player? If so, please identify. You're the expert. Here's Renato Vega. Good defending by Pedro Porro. Oh, what a risky header that is. Cucurella has to sprint and cushions a pass comfortably. Pau Cubarsí. It's got a taped wrist here. Is today a double header too? I'm not sure I have it in me. Oh, it is a double header, but I ain't staying up for or waking up for USA Belgium. No, thank you. You think they're going to lose? They're going to send in reinforcements. Probably send in Stone Cold Steve Austin as the special guest referee. Whatever it takes. President Trump is now invested, so Belgium will have to face the uphill battle. Thibaut Courtois might need to save us from football. There's Baena. Again, Nico Williams getting very little minutes. Something's gone wrong there, man. Even against Austria, I mean, Spain were comfortable, so he didn't really have to come on. But why would you not go with that Lamine and Nico Williams two-step? I'll never understand. I think it's taken a bit out of Lamine too, because he's the only one with genuine 1v1 ability and pace in that team. Everybody else, Pedro Porro's rapid. Other than that, difficult to see. I'll wake up and hopefully Belgium win. And you try to wake up for the England-Mexico game. How did that turn out? You missed one of the best games. Clever ball by Bruno Fernandes. Nuno Mendes making the run. Pau Cubarsí needing to use a bit of acrobatics to try and throw off Nuno Mendes. Here's Rodri. What a pass. Lamine Yamal has got acres of space on the right-hand side. He chops. Lamine Yamal pushed away by Diogo Costa. Baena! Brilliant save. Outstanding double save by Diogo Costa. Both wingers testing it out. Great double save. Well, Lamine's effort didn't have too much whip on it. It was a comfortable height and angle. Baena's strike was a lot more threatening. Great. That was a proper save. The second one of Alex Baena. Brilliant. They're going to get eyes to arrest Lukaku. Is Jeremy Doku back? I mean, he's playing, right? Belgium's attack doesn't fill me with too much confidence. Lukaku off the bench is cash money, man. He just finds a way to score a goal. The 2022 World Cup will still haunt him, so he'll be waiting. I mean, he'll be waiting 4 years to make amends. Baena's corner cleared away. Lamin's first touch is very good. Clips it beautifully to Cucurella. Puts it into a danger area. Oh, he overhits it. Mark Cucurella. Olmo keeps it alive. Here's Lamine Yamal. Floats it into the box. Portugal under the cosh. It's wave after wave of attacks, but Lamine was offside. Portugal are in trouble, boys. They're in real trouble. The only real opportunity they've had in the match is only because Pedri was faffing about in the middle of the park and they turned the ball over. Hey, Pepe is there. So is Deco. Nice. Portuguese heroes. Nuno Mendes is absolutely shredded, man. That's a guy who spends a lot of time at the gym by the looks of it. Jeez. Well, De La Fuente will be patient. He'll know that the opposition hasn't really laid a glove on them. What are the game-changing options for Portugal off the bench? Gonzalo Ramos, yes. But Trincao, maybe? Is that a real game-changer off the bench in the World Cup? Probably not. Here's Baena outside of the boot pass. Cucurella getting there. Cucurella showing great pace. Fantastic acceleration there from Cucu. Cucurella and Pedro Neto. The Chelsea battle. Haven't seen a Chelsea player score in this World Cup. It ain't going to be Pedro Neto, let me tell you that. Maybe Cucurella. Can't believe he benched Leao for Felix. I don't really mind that call as a start. It's a risky game. But if you have all your heavy hitters as from the start, because Portugal will have to play the long game here. At some point, it just feels inevitable they're going to be chasing the game. So having Rafael Leao as an option is good. And with Felix, maybe ball retention improves in the final third. But with Cristiano Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes, ball retention in the final third, not something that will be really focused upon. Hey, you don't have to tell me. Felix gives you nothing, yeah. He's the ultimate YouTube comp dude, man. Unless you watch him week in, week out, 90 minutes. I mean, there's a reason Atletico Madrid went wild spending that kind of money on Joao Felix. Then again, the Benfica production line rarely gave you any misses. I mean, Chelsea picked up Nemanja Matic from Benfica, man. And that's a Serbian. So if you're getting a Portuguese from that club, it just shows you that there's something about them. Ruben Diaz being another. Ball retention eyepiece here for cardio. You might need to put in that cardio because Portugal have not gotten close to Spain yet. Cancelo. Fernandes. Brilliant pass. Joao Cancelo blazes over. Best move for Portugal so far, but the offside flag was raised. Wouldn't have counted anyways, but great vision there by Bruno Fernandes to play the reverse pass right into the path of Joao Cancelo. 20 minutes on the clock, the water break upon us. Kubarsi, Olmo. It was Danny Olmo's through ball that just cut Portugal open. Mikel Oyarzabal still must be thinking about that miss, considering he had acres of space and plenty of time. Here's Olmo. Pedri, back to Olmo. Nice pass. Spain's passing is just so crisp, man. Outstanding. Baena. Rodri. It's like a nightmare to play against these dudes because you just know that they're going to pass you to death. And at any moment, they can just turn it on. That's why I just want someone like Nico Williams on. I mean, I'm being a bit harsh on Alex Baena because he's putting in good performances here. But Nico Williams is genuine gun speed on that left-hand side. Looks like Lamine Yamal isn't at his absolute fittest, so he looks like he's lost a bit of that acceleration or burst. Spain do not rely on individuals. Baena with the free kick. Might be the last action before the hydration break. Could be a huge gut punch for Portugal if Spain score here. Baena towards the front stick. It's cleared away. Oh, on the volley. Pedro Porro, outrageous effort. But out for a goal kick, and Tony Taylor might just signal to the sidelines. Well, end of the first quarter. It's been a good game. Spain have played their part. Portugal have kept things as tight as possible, but Spain should have been 1-0 up. Mikel Oyarzabal found clean through on goal after Dani Olmo's through ball. How he did not score mystifies me. Lamine Yamal on the periphery of things. Some point he'll need to just step up and grab that game by the scruff of its neck. Is it a rule that every time Portugal win the ball, they must pass it to their CVs literally every single time the ball is recycled? I haven't seen too much. I mean, their forward players are not very good. I mean, in 2026, they're not very good. I mean, Pedro Neto and Joao Felix as your wingers. That's punishment enough. And Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo never really had that connection. Even at Manchester United, Gautam, how many assists did Bruno give Cristiano in that first season? I know Ronaldo scored about 16 or 17 Premier League goals. How many times, like, Fernandes slips him through for him to shoot? That's been lacking for Portugal so far. Ronaldo's had the only shot. The edge of the box. Spain will make sure that they don't get too pedestrian. They've a brutally efficient team, man. They've not conceded a goal this tournament. Yeah, they haven't conceded a goal. None in the group stages. 3-0 against Austria. They'll want that record to keep going. And how many players in the Saudi League, man? Like, got Ronaldo, Felix, Cancelo. That's 3 from Portugal. Laporte for Spain. Yeah, 4 players in the Saudi League. A first goal would be nice in this game. Get things going, create a bit of urgency. Roberto Martinez with the iPad is a pretty funny sight. 6 assists. I'm like, how many of those? There's the slip passes. You know, not the balls into the box where Ronaldo would have headed. I know the one pass that he played where Ronaldo scored against Spurs. That was a very tight angle for. Is that 6 all comps or 6 in the Prem, mind you? Either way, he managed to turn off the tap. Well, he's going to have to find a few passes somewhere, anywhere. He had that one good pass in terms of the reverse to Joao Cancelo, but was offside. Need to see a bit more from the Portuguese forward players. What they're trying to do is not, or what I'm trying to make sense of it is, they're not trying to play too forward or too advanced, because if they lose the ball, they feel like it's going to be a while before they get the ball back. Can't play with that kind of fear, but feels like that's the kind of fear that is materializing. Cucurella getting the better of Pedro Neto. Cucu does very well. 6 all comps. That's not good enough. It's very poor. Good pass onto the right-hand side. There's Porro. I mean, you're not expecting Son and Kane or Frankie and Drogba levels of connections. And not even in the Palmer and Nico Jackson connection levels, but it's going to be here. It's going to have to happen today. Otherwise, finito. Portugal have no plan. This is just vibes. Just bad vibes. They're playing a bit of freestyle football by the looks of it. Trying to just rely on their individual quality. Ronaldo's had a couple of touches at best in the match so far. So it's billed as the Ronaldo versus Lamine Yamal contest. Both of them have been, forgetful performances. Lovely touch by Neves under pressure. Here's Fernandes. Finding Vitinha. João Cancelo now. Portugal goal would make this game a lot of fun. Then we'll see Spain play some rapid football. They'll still keep that patience, but that urgency. Spain with urgency. Brilliant team to watch. It's been a pretty low quality half, to be honest, you're saying. Spain have taken no damage. This is boxing. Like, they've hit a couple of jabs. Nothing too much, but they've taken zero damage. They're fresh. They're ready. They can easily beat Portugal in the second half here. Haven't been stretched once. Unai Simon having to make a pretty much straightforward save. Diogo Costa, on the other hand, having to make a brilliant double save. And if you count that Oyarzabal chance, Spain will feel that they should be at least 1-0 up. What a brilliant ball by Dani Olmo, and he nearly finds Lamine Yamal. Oh my word. Dani Olmo, that is ludicrous, man. Everything on it was perfect. Even the weight on it was right into the path of Lamine Yamal. The Barcelona connection nearly working, but Renato Vega with a critical interception. Marc Cucurella is all over Pedro Neto. No more Chelsea connection between the two anymore. Well, Anthony Taylor hates Chelsea and Chelsea players, so Pedro Neto might get shafted in terms of the decisions. Spain have been good. They've played their part, by the way. If you're saying it's a low quality, I would say Portugal have been the low quality side. Spain have done everything right here, man. Feels just like a matter of time. Pedro Porro on the overlap. Good defending. Nuno Mendes. Corner for Spain. Spain are very fluid all over the pitch. Baena on the left-hand side. Porro and Lamine on the right. Enough problems for Portugal, but somehow holding on. Combination of very good goalkeeping and poor finishing by Oyarzabal. Here's Olmo. Almost starting to be the danger man here for Spain. He's the one who's finding those passes. Porro with the switch to his fullback. Cucurella. Oh, there's a lot of space. He floats it perfectly. Costa pushes it away. And Dani Olmo's header. Well, even if it was on target, there's a Spanish player would have probably blocked it off. Portugal survive. Feels like self-inflicted pain from a Portuguese front four that is lacking pace. You can't win with the midfield control battle. You need to create chaos in transition. And they've done the opposite. If they're going to rely on just balls over the top, Kubarsi is rapid. He's really, really quick. He can play the high line all night long. Aymeric Laporte is, even though might be, I want to say maybe in his 30s, but he's no slouch either. So it's not as simple as just throw some pace. I mean, what pace do they actually have? I mean, Neto is rapid. Get Leao on, how much changes? I mean, we will see Rafael Leao, so we don't have to wonder. "14 minutes plus added on time remaining." What I don't want to see is extra time still remaining 0-0. If it's going to extra time, let's see some goals. Lamine with great balance, but Nuno Mendes recovers well. Fernandez shows good strength and tracking. Bit of a slice clearance. I mean, Spain's goalkeeper depth is absolutely ridiculous, man. Unai Simon, David Raya, John Garcia. Wild. Cannot believe I'm saying this. Portugal need Dalot. Their build-up is painful. They need someone to progress the first two phases. They are lacking real ball carriers too. I mean, Mendes, I'll put him as a elite ball carrier. Pedro Neto technically is a ball carrier, but not a good one. Then you're looking at maybe João Neves. Cancelo's been hit and miss. Again, I don't feel like just making like-for-like changes. It's going to change for Portugal here, man. This is not working structurally. Like, a player is not going to change anything. You think Spain are not going to pop it around with Leao or Dalot on the pitch? No, nothing. They can barely get a touch when Spain are just popping this around. Baena. Portugal on the counter, though. They do lack pace, but they want to play to pace. Ball over the top for Pedro Neto. There's your outlet. Clever by Lamine. Olmo. Oh, my word. Chance again. They're getting so close. Yazbal. Slightly missing. Fortunately gone missing. What should have been a tap-in at the far stick. This is utter domination, but no surprise. Here's Baena. Cucurella. Laporte now. Even the Spanish centre-backs wanting to get involved. Baena puts it into the box. Cleared away by Vega. It's all Spain. Frog is slowly being boiled alive. This is painful if you're a Portugal fan. Death by 1,000 passes. Porro. Lamine. Barcelona combination as Pedri finds Lamine Yamal. Lamine looks to go on the outside. Well, one man who can hold his head up high is Nuno Mendes, man. He's been excellent. He's given no change to Lamine Yamal. He's winning very good tackles outside and inside the box. Against a man who's got trickery, a passing range, acceleration and outrageous dribbling. Nuno Mendes holding his own. Brilliant switch. Diogo Costa played a huge part in keeping the scoreline as 0-0. Renato Vega caught in a cul-de-sac. And he's forced to slice the clearance. Spain pressing very well. Luis de la Fuente will be telling his boys, just get that goal. And it's all going according to plan. Spain can do this to France, mind you. But France have unbelievable threat on the counter-attack. And they can blow Spain out the water in terms of the pace that they have. Because, again, Spain they literally have no pace in their squad. Lamine and Porro aside. Yeah. And France have bundles of it everywhere you look. Just quick dudes are absolutely lethal. If you're Morocco against France, do you just follow the Paraguay model? I mean, minus the dark arts. I mean, you got to put in a little bit of dark arts. Let's not treat this as some sort of a non-contact sport. We're going to see dark arts for sure, but I think Paraguay have given everybody really a blueprint as to how to not just nullify France, but keep their main men away from action, because France did struggle. Paraguay decided to play some open, expansive football in the first game against USA, and they got absolutely pummeled. And from there, they decided enough is enough. It's time for anti-football. And they succeeded, man. Barely conceded anything since then. There's a Kylian Mbappe pen. Here's Fernandez. Okay, ball retention in the final third. Pedro Neto, decent ball in. Joao Felix, chance for Cristiano Ronaldo. Great save, Unai Simon. No power on it, but Ronaldo got that on target. Portugal out of absolutely nothing, nearly getting the opening goal. Pedro Neto did overhit that ball, but Felix did really well. Ronaldo, it was a good-looking save by Unai Simon, but yeah, it was never really going to threaten him. But 2 shots on target for Cristiano Ronaldo, despite getting little to no service. Anthony Taylor has kept his cards in his pocket so far. It's been a relatively tame affair in that manner. There haven't been any crunching challenges, anything late. No tempers flared. Pedro Neto trying to just kill a bit of time here. He feels that he might have been stepped on. Again, what are the Portuguese game changers off the bench? Gonzalo Ramos, Trincao, Rafael Leao. And I think that's it. End of list. Pretty much. Sure, Felix go crashing into the ad board. Oh, he did. Went absolutely full clip at it. Pedro Neto is still complaining. Get on with it. I mean, what are you waiting for? Put your shoe on and start running. There you go. I thought Anthony Taylor was getting ready to book Unai Simon, the way that he was just marching at him with purpose. With attempts and stuff like that, it looks like it's an even game, but no, it isn't. It's been all Spain. And the fact that they're not at least a goal up shows that Portugal have ridden their luck. Unai Simon. Clip forward. Again, Spain playing long is a bit jarring to the eyes because they don't have presence. It's completely against their culture and identity to just knock it long. Foul there on Joao Felix. So Rafael Leao comes on immediately. Start of the second half. Possibly, but again, him alone, nothing's going to change, man. Yes, Cancelo. Portugal just continue to play some freestyle ball here. They're capable of pulling off an upset, but they have not played like a number 5 side in the world. It's either that or Spain make you look like worse than you actually are. Mendes, I'm telling you, man, he's a cheat code, dude. In every phase of play, he's a cheat code. He's the prototype. Yeah, Lamine Yamal, all that possession. Nothing past Nuno's side. There's genuinely no weaknesses. His corners are pretty trash. But then again, most of world football doesn't practice corners anymore, so Pedro Neto has taken a good 3 minutes to sort out his stud situation. This is Bush League stuff, but he's back in play. There's Felix. Nuno Mendes in a bit of space. Nuno Mendes deflection! Crossbar! How unlucky! Spain get away with it. It came out a shot out of nowhere. Well, Unai Simon was just helpless, rooted to his spot. I lost the trajectory of the ball, man. It came off Oyarzabal too. No, it was Pedro Porro. Oof. Almost an own goal. Again, it's the Nuno Mendes carry job here for Portugal. And finally, they've put in something of a threat in the Spanish goal. Finally, it Took them a while. So far, it's been a couple of Ronaldo shots that haven't been really troublesome. Unai Simon was completely helpless there. Pedro Porro, nearly the worst kind of own goals because he's doing the right thing. He's being brave and meeting the shot full on its head. So that would have been really a no justice goal. Here's Yamal. Outstanding balance from Lamine Yamal. Look at him go. He just about manages to find Alex Baena. Portugal will look to try and put tackles on him as soon as he looks to burst forward. His balance and his dribbling in tight spaces is just ridiculous. Here's Lamine again. No foul according to Anthony Taylor. Good challenge. Joao Felix helping out defensively. Nicely done, Joao Felix. Don't really associate him with defensive play, but he needed to be alert. Lamine starting to cook. From the War of the Azteca to this. Well, it's finally Portugal showing some sort of life. Again, it's going to be Nuno Mendes. Just feels like he's the guy who's going to make an impact for Portugal if they do manage to score. Here's Bruno Fernandes. What is that pass, man? That is criminal from him. End of the half too, but he wins it back. Here's Ronaldo. He might think of a shot here. Ronaldo chops. Trying to get involved in the build-up play for the first time in the first half. Ruben Diaz. Joao Cancelo. Here's Pedro Neto now. Vitinha. Renato Vega. Bruno Fernandes. Vega with a good carry. Finds the pass onto the left-hand side. Here's Nuno Mendes. Great challenge by Lamine Yamal, but Mendes battling through. Vega shows good composure. Give it, Mendes. Yes, there it is. Here's Nuno Mendes. Slightly overhits the cross. Well, he underhits it, really. He's looking for the run of Cristiano Ronaldo. It was right into his path, but Unai Simon was always going to cut that out. Well, final minute of normal time. Nil-nil scoreline is probably not fair considering the chances both sides have had. Well, it's pretty much Spain and Portugal having one good chance, which came off a fortuitous defensive effort from Pedro Porro. Here's Dani Olmo. Looked under hit, but finds Alex Baena. Cucurella. Dani Olmo. Almost been top in this first half in terms of his through balls. Pedri. Laporte punches it beautifully. Olmo. It's Lamine Yamal. Can't get a shot away. Good defending. Renato Vega. Strike from distance from Rodri. Lacking a bit of discipline there from Rodri, but 6 minutes of added on time has been signaled by the fourth official. Portugal looking to hold on for dear life. Lamine Yamal was just looking to shift that. You could see Olmo just screaming for the ball, please. And as soon as he can see Rodri lining up the shot, you could see the face of horror there. He's like, don't shoot. Not now. Portugal will take the 0-0. And by hook or by crook, Roberto Martinez's plan has worked, because if he's planning to bring on Rafael Leao to change the game in the second half, and the scoreline is quote-unquote favorable, he succeeded. How's the game been so far, Manny? Well, it's been all Spain. All the metrics, all the passes, the best chances, but Portugal, courtesy of Nuno Mendes, had a great opportunity. Took a shot from the edge of the box. Pedro Porro's defensive header deflected straight onto the crossbar. Spain got away with that one. Would have been a shock to the system here in Dallas as Alex Baena finding Marc Cucurella. Baena again. Rodri. Good football this from Spain again. No surprises. What a pass. That is by Pedro Porro. Lamine Yamal snatches at it. He was offside. Now, Cuckoo has not been sneaking up to the back post. Well, the width has been provided on that right-hand side, but again, Pedro Porro and Lamine Yamal are making something happen. Good pass, brings that under immediate control. Well done there, Mikel Oyarzabal. Dani Olmo with a clever touch around the corner. Spain are playing some excellent football, Gautam. You can't be really bored of it. If you have any gripes, take it with the Portuguese side. Spain are playing some superb football, man. These guys, same wavelength, wavy passing. I thought you were a purist. You want end-to-end against a Spain side? Yeah, you're not going to get it. You're going to have a few moments against them and hope that those moments fall in your favor. Seeing ref names on the back of the jerseys for the first time, I could identify Anthony Taylor's bald head from the corner flag there. They don't need names on the back of their jerseys. Baena will take this. Floats it towards the far stake. Rodri puts it back into the danger area. Cleared away by Vega, but Anthony Taylor spotting the foul. Bruno Fernandes. We've seen a lot of Anthony Taylor in the Premier League. Hate how Portugal are playing, but are you surprised? Really? I mean, I don't make predictions, right? Streams, but I was pretty confident enough to say that Spain are going to win here. People who are tuning in, it's only for the story. It's not for as a contest. It's just that, yep, possibly Ronaldo's last World Cup game, the last dance and all that. Other than that, I mean, team for team, player for player, nah. Taylor 10 or Taylor 9? Taylor 9, of course, that's the cursed number for Chelsea and the cursed referee. Anthony Taylor, number 9. That's my personal hell. The worst number, the worst ref. Yeah, halftime would be nice though. Portugal. João Neves finding João Felix. Look at João Felix, man. João Felix and Pedro Neto. I mean, I want to have a bit of sympathy for Roberto Martinez. He's picked these players. You've made the sandwich. You can't complain about it, but that's not high level. It really isn't. Cucurella. Approaching the final minute of added on time here in the first half. And yep, halftime whistle would be lovely. Long punt forward. Felix trying to roughhouse his way and right in front of the linesman. Going to get no change. I think Felix will know that his number is going to be up first. Rafael Leao on the left-hand side that we're expecting to see in the second half. And Unai Simon is not afraid to lump this long. It's not, we're going to play every single time. Sometimes. Push up. I'm going to launch this. No halftime menu. Nothing today. I just finished dinner. I played football today, so it was a late dinner. Yes, Baena. Final chance. Yep. Anthony Taylor, please blow the halftime whistle. It's been a forgetful half in Dallas, and it is 0-0. Nuno Mendes, Portugal's best player by far. I mean, the closest for Portugal after his deflected effort. Nearly found the back of the net. The crossbar coming to Spain's rescue, but it was Diogo Costa and Mikel Oyarzabal with that huge miss early on. keeping the scoreline at 0-0. As I said before, a forgetful first half. But the law of averages were always going to catch up. You can't have every game being a banger. We knew Portugal are not all that. Don't get fooled by their names. If you look at it in terms of a pure footballing way, 11v11, the way they play as a team, it's not even close. So we need to see something from Portugal in that second half to try and negate Spain. Spain, again, they could play 5 or 7 halves of football like this, no problem whatsoever. They're just playing 1-2 touches, knocking it around. It's Portugal that doing the chasing. And it's only Nuno Mendes' effort that has really caused proper havoc. Other than that, forward players for Portugal, terrible. Giving them all a collective 0. There's no halftime analysis. That was pretty much it. Spain good, Portugal bad. I'll be back for the second half, guys. Yep, so we'll wait and see how the second half pans out here. Need to see a lot more from Portugal. They have to improve. If they look to try and play a similar brand and just make like-for-like changes, I don't see any result barring a Spain victory here. So it's going to take something special from Portugal. Their individuals need to step up as a collective and play some better football because they are not causing Spain any sort of problems. And if that continues in the second half, I think Spain just steamroll the Iberian side here. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo potentially has 45 more minutes left in World Cup action, and maybe, just maybe, Portugal colours too. He'll try and play Euro 2028, I'm not sure. He's a determined man. He'll want to get maybe his hands on one more Euros if the World Cup doesn't go according to plan. But man, oh man, it's going to have to take something special here, because if the first 45 minutes was any indication, just shows you that, yeah, Portugal need to step their levels up. Ronaldo, the only ever player to score in 6 World Cups, looking to score his biggest goal in knockout competition for his country. Well, we'll have a quick look at Spain's bench here. Look at Portugal's too. We talked about the potential game changers on the bench for Portugal. Rafael Leao being on top of the list. Gonzalo Ramos as one of the centre forwards. Trincao on the wings if they need it, because I don't expect or predict to see either Neves, Vitinha or Bruno Fernandes being subbed. So those are the changes that I'm expecting Roberto Martinez to make. Let's have a quick look at the Spain bench. Well, Ferran Torres, Gavi, Yermi Pino, and Nico Williams, very much attacking options that Luis de la Fuente has to choose from. And I don't see Lamine Yamal being taken off, especially with the scoreline being 0-0. Rodri, Pedri, they stay. Gavi, we saw him coming on against Austria. Ferran Torres, he might be an option for Luis de la Fuente. We're approaching the start of the second half. Spanish players making their way onto the AT&T turf. Beautiful stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Lamine had a few moments in the first half where he looked to produce some outrageous bit of magic. Is immediately shut down. From Portugal's point of view, try and give Nuno Mendes a bit of support and go wherever he takes you. It feels like he's the guy who can really make a difference, not just defensively, but going forward too. João Cancelo, forgetful first half for the right back. Pedro Neto put in a decent ball into the box that João Felix headed back into the danger area for Cristiano Ronaldo, but that effort ended up being a tame one and a comfortable gather for Unai Simon. Spain are ready. They are ready. How good was Dani Olmo in that first half, though? Playing between the lines in that number 10 position. 2 beautiful through balls. One to Oyarzabal, who should have finished, and one nearly finding Lamine Yamal from distance. Well, the stage is set here. Hopefully the second half produces a bit more drama in terms of a spectacle. The first half did flatter to deceive. We need Portugal to step up individually and collectively. They will have to rise up and try and create a few problems here, because Spain, I think they barely broke sweat in the opening 45 minutes. If that Nuno Mendes shot, which deflected off Pedro Porro, ended up in the back of the net, this would have been a completely different second half. But with the scoreline 0-0, fully expect for the next 15 to 20 minutes, Spain doing the exact same thing. Suffocate Portugal and try and score a goal, courtesy of some beautiful football. Both sets of players on the pitch here. The AT&T Stadium in Dallas. The sun's setting down here. Hopefully, we see a cracking second half as Portugal get things up and running. Well, Portugal will have to play front foot stuff here. They'll still be cautious because they know that the attacking threat that Spain carry. There's a lot of space in the early stages for Oyarzabal. Baena does well to keep that in play. Baena with a cross into the box, asking a lot out of Dani Olmo. It's not cleared away. Cucurella fetches. And he loses out. And now Pedro Neto can put on the afterburners and have a real run on the right-hand side. Here's Neto having to chop. Slows down the attack but gets involved. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Terrible. Very, very poor pass. Again, it's Portugal just look so frantic when they had the ball in the final third. It's almost in like desperation mode where they're trying to make something stick. It's the second time I've seen Bruno Fernandes just put in a ball into the box for nothing or nobody. Why did Neto turn back? Well, he knows that Marc Cucurella has got the better of him. Decent touch onto the left-hand side by Pedro João Felix. Not entirely surprised that Roberto Martinez does not make a half-time change. That's partly because of the scoreline. Doesn't want to seem too panicky or too proactive, if there's a term such as that. Neto plays the 1-2. He won't get the throw in. And he'll put in an Oscar-winning performance to try and convince the referee that he got it absolutely wrong. Cucurella gets a quick move on. Pedri finds Pau Cubarsí. Nice pass by Cubarsí to Pedro Porro. Lamine Yamal back to Porro. And Spain getting back into their rhythm here. Get that structure going. Get Portugal to chase shadows. Just end this within the 90, I beg. Ain't nobody trying to watch 120 minutes of this. Such a risk-averse game. 1-0 to open this up. Oh, yeah. That's pretty much, yeah. We're not going to see 90 minutes, especially if it's 0-0. No way. Absolutely not. I don't understand why you have the same hate for Portugal and Spain. Spain are doing everything right here. They're playing the game. They know that stay patient and we'll win this game. There's no need to panic, no need to do anything out of the ordinary. Yes, Portugal pull a goal out and that might end up shocking everybody. Javier Bardem with the Spain jersey. Watching along as Portugal have a free kick here. Decent territory. It's either the right foot of Bruno Fernandes or the left of Nuno Mendes. Fernandes fakes. Nuno Mendes fakes too. Fernandes delivers. Unai Simon comfortable. Bruno Fernandes' long passing has been atrocious today. Oh, Unai Simon caught out of position. Here's John Neves. Fernandes. That's a much better pass. Onto the right-hand side to João Cancelo. Cancelo clips it. Again, it's just freestyle football. Nobody knows. Nobody's expecting. Just hoping that it finds them. I mean, nobody was on the same wavelength. João Cancelo, like, somebody make a run. Disappointing attack from Portugal's point of view, but getting into decent positions. Unai Simon. Nice pass to Dani Olmo. Totally unmarked. Risky back pass. Simon happy to clear. Nothing foolish from Spain's point of view. Dani Olmo, brilliant, man. What a pass. Baena does brilliantly too. And now Pedri. Great carry. Lamine Yamal on the right-hand side. Lamine Yamal looks to chop. Good luck trying to get past Nuno Mendes. Supreme performance from Nuno Mendes, man. Is there a possibility of Portugal facing Argentina? Only in the final. If it happens, only in the final. It's France and Morocco, one quarterfinals. Below that, it's the winner of Spain Portugal versus the winner of USA and Belgium. So we're potentially seeing a France and Spain semi final. Maybe, just maybe, something like an Argentina Norway or Argentina England semi final. Good pass there. Now Pedro Neto's got a bit of space here to operate on the right hand side. Neto goes on the outside. Decent cutback, but it's too much. It's overhead by Miles. Again, it's the lack of quality in the final third for Portugal, but they're getting into decent positions here. Spain have to be careful. That was a brilliant pass. I think that was John Neves. Letting Pedro Neto free on that right-hand side. He puts it into a dangerous area. Ronaldo or someone need to make the run from out to in towards the far stake. Here's Olmo now. Decent carry forward. Finding Yamal, the 1-2 is good. Olmo continues his run, but he cannot outpace Nuno Mendes. I mean, we've seen 50 minutes of football, and then we see Nuno Mendes put a single foot wrong. Nothing. Everything has been perfect. No, it sounds like I'm glazing, but geez, man, he's putting in such an elite performance. Especially when the rest of his team are not performing to their desired levels. Good throw in, and Vitinha can carry. Vitinha finds Ronaldo. What is Ronaldo doing there? He's running away from the ball. Strange. So strange. 7 years ago, Ronaldo was there for the tap-in. Probably he would have anticipated it. Lamine does really well, and for the first time he gets past Nuno Mendes. Lamine Yamal with a cutback. It's cleared away by Joao Cancelo. Well, that was proper play by Lamine Yamal. He out-muscles Nuno Mendes, which is nearly an impossible thing to do. He throws him to the ground, puts in a decent cutback. Nobody really there to attack. Seeing a bit more of this game now. Both teams looking to attack. Throw in for Spain. Pedri finds Pau Kubarsi now. Back to Pedri. Olmo. Clever pass by Olmo. Oyarzabal just cushions it down. Cucurella. Alex Baena. Rodri. Passing drill here from Spain as Kubarsi invited forward. Kubarsi drives with the ball. Onto the right-hand side is Pedro Porro. Lamine. Pedro Porro loses his balance, and now Portugal on the counter-attack. Bruno Fernandes looking to make the right decision. He does so, finding Ronaldo. Ronaldo with a decent dribble. Mazy stuff this from Cristiano Ronaldo. Slide challenge is awesome there. It's that Mikel Oyarzabal. I think it is the centre forward. Brilliant tracking run there from him, and a clean challenge too. Oh, Nuno Mendes is down. This does not look good for Portugal. They're losing their best player here. It's a shake of the head from Nuno Mendes. I think he realizes that his World Cup is pretty much done here. There is no justice in football, Gautam. He's just overextended himself on that occasion. Does manage to get something despite Lamine Yamal beating him to just deflect that away from danger. Yeah, we've discussed the Balogun scandal, Aman. It's all a joke, isn't it? And that's the thing. Belgium are going to have to face a lot of adversity, and if Belgium win today, they're going to have the entire support of world football. We've never seen it before, but it's happening in the US, so can't say that we are surprised. You see Donald Trump's press conference, or he was in front of the reporters addressing the situation. He talked about the ref, said the check is passed. It was extremely dodgy and they're trying to steal it like they stole the 2020 elections, stuff like that. Dude just went off on a tangent. It's not shocking, Manny. It's not good, but it's not shocking either. Well, Nelson Semedo is coming off, and this is a huge downgrade. I mean, no offense to Nelson Semedo. I trade a right back, but he's going to have to replace the elite left back. That is Nuno Mendes. It's a huge blow for Portugal. FIFA should declare themselves as a political organization. FIFA say they're a non-profit organization. I mean, is there a bigger joke than that? And Sepp Blatter was asked that FIFA is a non-profit. He's like, yes. And he's like, what about the billions of dollars? And he's like, that's just a reserve. That's a rainy day fund. And he says it so, like, honestly, like, you guys, we're not the villains. We're trying to do what's best. The world is facing an integrity crisis. Welcome to 2026, someone. Here's Joao Felix. But Portugal will have to find a way now. A bit more adversity. Again, we're all waiting for Rafael Leao to come on for Portugal. It feels like he's the man that would make a real impact for Portugal going forward. Well, fortunately for Nuno Mendes, he's walking off. Luis Enrique will be absolutely delighted that while Nuno Mendes might have picked up an injury, it doesn't look that bad. The bigger joke is BCCI registered as a charity. What are you saying? That is wild stuff. It's like BCCI and FIFA, right? Like the two villains trying to showcase who's the worst. Here's Ruben Diaz. Diogo Costa. Lovely fingertip save in that first half. Ronaldo certainly offside there. Well, Roberto Martinez at some point will have to make the decision. I think he had to strike a deal with Ronaldo. I mean, either I start you and hook you at 45 minutes, or Gonzalo Ramos starts and I bring you on in the 60th minute or so. I mean, it cannot be you stay on the pitch for 90 minutes. That cannot be good for the country. I mean, he's not the biggest problem in Portugal's side. I'm not going to single him out, but he's in his 40s, man. He's up against a Spain side that are just popping it around. Good play on the left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes looking to push and run and succeeds. Good acceleration by Bruno. But he checks his run too. We saw that with Pedro Neto. Full gun and then just chops and then kills the momentum of the attack. Vitinha. Renato Vega now. That left-hand side for Portugal now looking slightly dicey defensively. Vega and Semedo. Good pass there by Vitinha to João Neves. Decent reverse pass to João Felix, who is onside. Felix looking to turn. Felix looking to shoot. It's a ball into the box. Ronaldo! Oh, tight angle. Need a Jay Shah versus Baldy showdown like Cena versus The Rock. Once in a lifetime. Make it happen. WrestleMania 45. Madison Square Garden. You need Vince McMahon to book that though. Unfortunately, he's no longer in the game. Or fortunately, he's no longer in the game. Unai Simon goes long. Spain have been slightly pedestrian in the second half. Not sure whether or not Luis de la Fuente has told them to just take the sting out of the game. Or we have to give Roberto Martinez a bit of credit in terms of how he set his side up here in the second half. Spain finding it a little bit more difficult. Again, they have to stop that supply line to Dani Olmo. As soon as Dani Olmo turns, it feels like Portugal can be in trouble. Cucurella, Aymeric Laporte, Pau Cubarsí. Well, that was a call, right? We knew that Pau Cubarsí is going to be one of the centre halves. I was expecting Dean Huijsen of Bournemouth, then Real Madrid, to be the partner for Cubarsí, but Dean Huijsen having a nightmare season for Real Madrid meant that he was dropped entirely from the squad. Here's Yamal. Good work defensively. João Felix is putting in a decent shift here defensively. Not the first time that he's tracking the run of Lamine Yamal. Yeah, game needs a goal desperately. Way past it. Game desperately need a goal. Spain are so toothless. But they've got options. They've got genuine firepower on the bench. Spain win the ball high up the pitch though. It's Dani Olmo. He checks his run. It's Pedri! Well over. Nobody really closing him down. A better team bury Portugal. Well, Portugal have been resolute, to be fair. If they've not competed football-wise against Spain, but structure's good. Baena's ball in. Should be able to clear this one, but not too far. It's a strike from distance. It's taken a deflection. Yamal trying the outrageous. Another corner for Spain. Baena will take it. I'm expecting the Spanish changes to arrive any moment now. Can't imagine Luis de la Fuente waiting till like the 70th or 75th minute before he makes changes, because this game is there to be won, and taking it to extra time or something like that is just reckless. Baena delivers, and very good claim by Diogo Costa. Porto goalkeeper, still just 26 years of age. Almost feels like he's due a big move to one of the top clubs in Europe, but either he's very happy to stay at Porto, or the rest of the clubs have found something about him that don't make them want to spend the big bucks on him. Bruno Fernandes. Nice fade on the ball here onto the right-hand side. Cancelo, João Neves, Pedro Neto, back to Neves. Portugal working it decently well on the right-hand side. Cucurella does well. Oh, Olmo gets caught in possession. Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha again. Alex Baena, but that's a foul. Vitinha and Neves are in the first line of the press when Simon has the ball and literally nowhere to be seen when Portugal are trying to build up with Costa. Martinez is hilarious. And they've been a little bit more conservative. They're not looking to just keep the ball. They realize that we're not going to see too much of it. So when there's a chance to attack, go for it as quickly as possible. Try and exploit the lack of pace in the Spanish squad. Neto trying to play the 1-2. Clearance comes off Olmo. Okay, De La Fuente needs to make changes here. There was a forced change for Roberto Martinez. Otherwise, with close to 65 minutes, there have been no changes for either side. Anybody who's expecting a blockbuster clash probably overestimated Portugal, because Spain are like almost like the German side of old, that ruthless efficiency types. And yes, their striking options has not really progressed. Oyarzabal has been very good, but does he strike fear in the heart of defenses? Does he have pace, presence, power? He's got great movement and very good finishing. Has to remember that Spain did win the Euros with Alvaro Morata as not just their main centre forward, but their skipper too. It's all about the system and the structure for Luis de la Fuente. And going long is a pointless exercise by Unai Simon. Here's Lamine Yamal. Semedo doesn't engage, and now Lamine Yamal can run, and he finds Alex Baena on the left-hand side. Baena with the outside of the boot trying to find a pass. Oh, Portugal lose it so carelessly. Baena with the strike. No venom. Comfortable save for Diogo Costa. It was very poor from Portugal's point of view to just surrender possession at that part of the pitch. Suicidal stuff, but they don't get punished. Beautiful touch by Pedri. Can Spain need to be a bit more cut and thrust? Did you miss the political FIFA discussion? Yes, you missed it, Manny. It was more interesting than the game. Here's Yamal. Good pass. Run continues by Pedro Porro. Porro puts it into the perfect position. Where the hell is Mikel Oyarzabal, man? Pedro Porro can only smile because he puts this perfectly for any number 9 to tap it in from close range. Snooze Fest of the Century, a collection of the most uninspiring attackers going at it. Fugazi midfielders failing to influence, and the star men don't exist in an atmosphere of nothingness. Send both home. Heavy indictment, Gautam, but I can't disagree. Here's Cucurella, Baena. Yeah, I think just Spain just feel that, we just need a goal here. They are playing a risky game, but please don't take this to extra time. It'll be very, very cruel. Here's Yamal. Semedo. Oh, looked like a foul. Anthony Taylor doesn't give it. Not entirely surprising, but Spain secure the ball quickly. Here's Rodri. Alex Baena. Finding Rodrigo Hernandez. Pedri. Onto the right-hand side to Lamine Yamal. Immediately doubled with João Felix helping out. Rodri. Aman, don't say it. We cannot have extra time, man. Not this game. Any other game, said bring it on. I was actually looking forward to the England-Mexico game going to extra time. Despite the time being absolutely wild, it just felt like it had something in it. But Mexico did not have the answers after England regained that 2-goal advantage. Baena between the lines in the number 10 position. Decent carry. Clever pass. Well intercepted by Ruben Diaz. Pedro Neto finds João Felix. Poor man. Roberto Martinez. At what point does he decide that enough is enough? I need to make some changes. The hydration break is called, and I, for one, I'm not opposed to it. Man, you're telling me there's a Cucurella back post late run goal incoming in the fourth quarter? I hope so. I do not want to see 120 minutes of this. Like I said, I don't mind extra time as long as both teams score a few goals. Game can't be separated. You need another 30 minutes to hash it out. But in this settings, in this game, please no. We need a resolution in the final 15 or 20 plus stoppage time. They need a special juice this hydration break. Yes, something's got to give. I mean, the special juice exists. It's called substitutions. Managers can make it, Make the subs. Nobody has looked at their bench so far. The only change that has been Nelson Semedo has been enforced because Nuno Mendes had an injury. This game is doing your head in. Pass, break the line, fuck it up around the box, repeat. This is tragic. Well, we're hoping the last 20 minutes deliver. In terms of a spectacle, this one has been a drab affair. Seeing Americans on Twitter saying that, they need to get into football at some point. Games like this, there's a lot of damage in terms of casual fans trying to get into the sport. Have you seen a 0-0 in the round of 16 so far? No, right? Trying to remember. Oh, there have been goals, man. 0-0 should go straight to pens. Save extra time only for 1-1 and above. I'm not too opposed with that idea, actually. You guys haven't tried 0-0, go straight to pens. After allowing Fowler and Balogun to play against Belgium, FIFA have announced that now Leo Messi will represent the United States. Yeah, you never know. The surprises we will find out in the morning. Wake up, see the notifications. I'm sure there might be a shock or two on the cards. Roberto Martinez showcasing a lot of passion in this final team talk that he can have. And final team talk before the 90 minutes. He's trying to be ultra tactical. But if you compare the two halves, Portugal have been much improved in the second half because Spain looked pretty toothless. You got to give credit to Portugal for that. Well, Dalo coming on as right back for João Cancelo and Rafa Leão coming in at left wing. Roberto Martinez has finally blinked. He waited a long time. Rafa Leão replaces João Felix and Dalo replaces João Cancelo. The final 20 minutes. Dalo time, the game begins now. Let's see what Dalo has. Is he vice captain at Manchester United? The fact that he's lasted, 9 years at United is quite the con. Oh, that's a foul by Nelson Semedo. Soon after the hydration break, right at the edge of the box. It's such a poor foul to give by Nelson Semedo. I mean, what is he trying to do here, man? He's gone wrong side. He's trying to pull him down. Needless. Free kick in a dangerous position for Spain. Just feels like this game, all it's going to take is the one goal here. Whether that be in 90 minutes or after 120. Well, Spain's creative hub having a quick conference here. Oyarzabal and Baena both have walked away. Lamine Yamal looking to step up here. Hasn't been the kind of World Cup Lamine Yamal was hoping it would be. Just the one World Cup goal for him. If he finds the back of the net here, it's left off. Lamine Yamal tipped over the crossbar. Good free kick there by Lamine. Diogo Costa comfortable in terms of the angle because it's coming straight at him. It's on target though. Corner for Spain. Portugal looking to hold on here. Laporte bends his run. Costa punches. Nelson Semedo will just boot that down the line. It looks like Cristiano Ronaldo is going to last not just the 90, but if you're going past it, he's going to play 120 minutes. Spain centre halves having the time of their lives in terms of the build-up. Bruno Fernandes joins in the press. Ferran Torres is coming on for Spain. Not Nico Williams. Ferran Torres is possibly going to replace Mikel Oyarzabal or come onto that left-hand side for Alex Baena. Here's Ruben Diaz. Finding Renato Vega. Diogo Costa. Decent composure there by Pedro Porro. Past 2 a.m. India time. Love to crash. I don't think these two teams are going to allow me to do so. Unai Simon. Good pass to Dani Olmo. Olmo. Beautiful pass for Lamine Yamal. He can have a run at Nelson Semedo now. It's Lamine Yamal. Oh, pass intercepted with ease. Dalo does well. Here's Pedro Neto. Feeds the pass onto the left-hand side. Rafael Leao's first involvement since coming on. Finding Bruno Fernandes. If you're Rafael Leao, you have to take on Pedro Neto as much as possible. Diogo Dalot trying the Ronaldo chop for some reason on that right-hand side. Spain looking to add another star over their crest, as Ferran Torres will replace Alex Baena. Mikel Oyarzabal remains. More Barcelona players on the pitch. They've got Kubarsi, Pedri, Yamal, Olmo, and now Ferran Torres. That's 5, as Rafael Leao does really well. Gets away from a couple of challenges. Ronaldo might be offside. No, he isn't. Decent strike, deflection. Fernandes, can he get a shot away? Bruno Fernandes, side netting. Chance for Portugal. Half chance there. Fernandes having to battle against Marc Cucurella. Cucurella making it uncomfortable for Fernandes. Here's Pedri. Cucurella looks up. Cleared away by Diogo Dalot. Here's Nelson Semedo. Oh, he's taking a risk. Semedo, definitely not the same player. Can't be like for like to Nuno Mendes. It's Lamine Yamal who's having the time of his life now. Olmo looking to thread that through the eye of the needle with his left foot. Nearly succeeding. Here's Dani Olmo. Pedri. Rodri. Olmo. And everybody getting involved for Spain in this attack. They're exercising uber patience, man. At no point does it feel like they're trying to force it. Here's Pedri now. Game being played at a jogging pace, really. It's not even a jog. It's a light stroll. Pedri picks his head up to find Ferran Torres. Torres has got fresh legs, but on the stretch, only manages to find the side netting. But Ferran Torres, backup striker for Barcelona, not now with Lewandowski leaving for the MLS. And Barcelona trying to sign a striker. As it stands, Ferran Torres, number 1 striker at Barcelona. How long was he at Manchester City? Do you remember Ferran Torres? I remember him scoring one of those crazy backheel finishes. I think it was against Newcastle. It was a hat-trick where he scored. He had a very short stint. Yeah, it's been a forgetful game, Manny. Let's put it that way. If there's a way to erase this, I would be happy to do so. Lovely turn by Ferran. Now Cucurella. Pedri. Rodri. Nice feed pass to Mikel Oyarzabal. Dani Olmo in a bit of space here. Dani Olmo! What a block by Ruben Diaz. Diaz from right centre half comes all the way across and makes a ridiculous block there. Good feed by Dani Olmo. Excellent block by Ruben Diaz. This is the Nations League group stage game. If that was the case, Portugal would probably play a lot better. It's the bigger tournaments where they really struggle. Nations League, step up, win the trophy. Yamal's corner. Oh, Costa flaps. Not real pressure on him as Rodri recovers and floats in a decent ball. Better punch there by Diogo Costa. Olmo now, it's all Spain. Lamine Yamal. Ronaldo helping out defensively. What a pass. Ferran Torres with a cutback. Nobody making the run. Oh, that is brilliant football. Lamine Yamal with an outrageous through ball. Ferran Torres does the right thing here. He just cuts it back, hoping somebody makes the run. Kubarsi, of all people, was there. Not in the right position. Well, approaching the final 10 minutes of normal time. Lamine Yamal will take this corner. Yamal delivers. It's not cleared away entirely. It's Rodri. Handball. You've not seen any yellow cards either, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Anthony Taylor has not gone to his pocket once. That is not a good sign. But Bernardo Silva and Conceição are coming on. Well, fair play, because Portugal are at least trying here. Spain are just hoping that this approach will help them prevail here. And Conceição and Bernardo Silva, so Pedro Neto is one of them that's going to be substituted. And Bernardo Silva, does he replace one of the pivot players or does he replace Bruno Fernandes in the 10? Good pass onto the right-hand side. Here's Amal. Much more influential second half. He plays the 1-2 with Ferran. It's cleared away by Semedo. Cristiano Ronaldo does really well. Well, it wasn't Ronaldo, actually. It was Fernandes playing as a false 9. Here's Ronaldo. Spain used to churn out quality strikers for Fran Morientes, Torres, Villa. Yep, game's gone. They even had Raul back in the day, didn't they? Oh, brilliant run by Rafael Leao. Can't get the cross accurate on that occasion. Quick release by Unai Simon. Well, the double substitution for Portugal. Pedro Neto's race will be run shortly. Be surprised to see who Bernardo Silva is coming on for. Here's Ferran Torres. Pedri. Rodri. Mikel Oyarzabal. Onto the right-hand side to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal does well. Oyarzabal, poor touch. And Renato Vega clears. Bruno Fernandes finds Rafael Leao. Leao does well and finds Bruno Fernandes. Good attack this for Portugal. Fernandes looks to just launch it. Hey, you stop this to go into extra time. You want this to go another half an hour? You want to see? I mean, pens, sure, but can we directly cut to pens? Well, Bernardo Silva and Conceição is coming on. Pedro Neto, one of them sacrificed, and this is the decision. It's taking off Vitinha. Ooh, big call by... Very big call by Roberto Martinez. Taking off your regista. And if this game does go to extra time, this feels like Portugal will struggle a little bit more. Francisco Conceição and Bernardo Silva have come on. Loki missed Italy in the World Cup. Well, Italy have their own problems, man. And their problems run deep. Exactly what this game needs in Bernardo Silva. We really need someone to turn in circles and pass 5 yards here. We got to match the Spanish approach. Bernardo Silva, close to as Spanish as they come. Mikel Merino, this is a good move. If he's playing striker. If he just comes into midfield, I'm not really sure. Leao with the push and run on the left-hand side. Conceição unmarked for a bit. Leao has been pretty positive. Every time he has the ball, he tries to have a real run at the defense. Cross comes in for Portugal. Again, it's overhit. The quality in the final third has just been forgetful. Fabian Ruiz coming on too. I like the change of Ruiz coming on. Again, you don't really need Rodri and Pedri in this game. Definitely don't take off Dani Olmo, because I feel like he's going to take off Olmo and he's going to go with the midfield 3. Rodri, Pedri and Fabian Ruiz. That is slightly more negative. I mean, Ruiz is a quality player. Pedri has been trash in this World Cup. He's just following his manager's plans. Keep it, don't lose it, recycle. Yeah, Pedri's been replaced by Fabian Ruiz. Good call this by Luis de la Fuente. He doesn't take off Dani Olmo. He takes off Pedri instead for Fabian Ruiz. And Olmo comes off for Mikel Merino. Interesting call by Luis de la Fuente. Olmo will feel slightly hard done by. But the good of the team has to prevail. He has Mikel Merino. Is he going to be as the false 9 or is he going to be playing as the number 10 with Oyarzabal sticking as the number 9? Rodri finds Yamal deep in his own half. Great carry this by Lamine Yamal. He's got Portugal backpedaling as a nation onto the right hand side. Here's curious pass back to Yamal. Fabian Ruiz, first touch is outstanding. Here's Fabian Ruiz, deflection, comfortable for Costa. And Lamine Yamal should have just carried his run on there. Portugal players were in no mood to engage, just backing off. Here's Dalot. Short ball forward, comfortable for Cucurella. Here's Rodri. Marc Cucurella. Spain playing with no urgency here. Fabian Ruiz. Better from Spain. Cucurella. Fabian Ruiz again. Do manage to keep possession, but it's slightly untidy from Spain. Pedro Porro finds Pau Cubarsí to Aymeric Laporte. Laporte drives. Ferran Torres. Pau Cubarsí. Spain continue to go sideways and backwards. Portugal, low-key, their mid-block has been top, man. We want to hammer the teams, but got to give credit to certain aspects. The attacking play, we're not even getting there. But in terms of the mid-block, in terms of the way that they've cut the supply line, has been good to see. Here's Mikel Merino. Maybe the subs for Spain will make the impact. Ruiz finding Rodri. Pedro Porro now. Finding Lamine Yamal. Clever pass onto the right-hand side. Here's Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres again. He looks to slip it through again. Simple pass to Yamal. He decides to go for the audacious through ball. I mean, you're not sleeping in 4 minutes. No way. If I'm staying up, you're staying up. Nah, you can go. It's probably going to end up 0-0 after extra time and penalties being needed to separate the two. Didn't they have a penalty shootout? Portugal versus Spain. Which tournament was it? 2016 Euro, 2018 World Cup? It's either one of them. Here's Dalot. A couple of step overs. Went for the reverse pass instead. Mikel Merino barged off the ball. Spanish bench not happy with that, and it's the first yellow card of the match. Anthony Taylor's patience finally running thin. Bernardo Silva. Well, Bernardo Silva didn't give him any option. Anthony Taylor has refed a good game, but it's just been incident-free, let's be honest. Has there been a big decision as a ref to be taken? Nothing. In for Anthony Taylor, it would have been a comfortable cardio session as a referee. All he's had to do is light jogs. First yellow, finally. It was Bernardo Silva off the bench trying to make an impact. And I can't imagine Luis de la Fuente enjoying this match. My goodness. Ronaldo, interested. And the header from Aymeric Laporte. Just about right. Here's Ferran Torres in the half space. Finding Fabian Ruiz. Rodri. Seriously, nothing in the second half, right? Not even one decent chance for either side. I mean, they got to refund their money back, man. This is not a good advert for football. Apparently, with top players on the pitch, this is doing our sport a lot of harm. Not a single chance in the second half. I'm missing something. Maybe Diogo Costa made a save? It was a Lamine Yamal free kick that I can remember, but other than that, I'm scratching my head. But Bernardo Silva, who's on a yellow card, needs to be careful. 6 minutes of stoppage time signaled by the fourth official. Oh, Ferran Torres is through. Mikel Merino buries it, and Spain goes through. First minute of stoppage time. Mikel Merino off the bench makes the huge impact. Merino does us all a huge service. Mikel Merino, you're a hero for that one. Well, it looks like Portugal are out. Portugal are out by the looks of it. The Arsenal man pulls out the celebration his pops made very famous back in the day. This is a brilliant through pass. It all comes from Bernardo Silva completely switching off. He's committed the foul. Fabian Ruiz, Rodri. Oh, this reverse pass by Ferran Torres is filthy. And the finish is emphatic. The two substitutes combine, and Luis de la Fuente has won this game for his side with his changes here. And that's the thing. Spain, it's all about patience. The goal will come. Trust the process. Manny, if the goal seems so anticlimactic, it isn't. We got another stoppage time winner. But that was the first chance of real note that we have seen in the second half. That was a devastating finish by Mikel Merino. We have seen his finishing when Mikel Arteta used him as a false nine in the back end of the season before. Merino deserves the golden ball for stopping this game going into extra time. Extra time was just cruel, man. Cruel for everybody. Well, as it stands, Spain will face the winner of either USA or Belgium. Here's Ferran Torres. Great challenge. Ruben Diaz, Conceição. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Goes for the long diagonal. Pedro Porro defends well. 2 on 10 performance by Bruno Fernandes, by the way. Argue with a wall. Here's John Neves. Semedo offside? No, he isn't. Semedo trying to play the 1-2 with Leao. Merino has all the experience of doing this for Arsenal. When the game is just dead, in comes Merino. Yeah, man, his finishing is like super elite. Remember, he scored at the bridge this season too. I think it was the equalizer after Trevor Chalobah scored. There's a ball into the box, and I remember that it was a header. But he has an eye for goal. It's more than just a knack. He's a proper finisher. He did in the Euros too, if I'm not mistaken, against Germany. That's where he had that headed goal, and he did that celebration that his pops did in the Euros back in the day. Here's Rafa Leao. He keeps it in. Leao up against Pedro Porro. 2 minutes of stoppage time remain. Cleared away. Portugal have to throw the kitchen sink now. Yep, feels like the CR7 retirement for Portugal. Certainly his last World Cup. And it looks like another World Cup where he does not have a knockout goal to his name. Well, technically he did score in the round of 32 with a pen. Not that it's a pen, but round of 32 was not there before, so that was his first ever knockout goal in the World Cup. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Here's Rafael Leao. Good defensive header by Pau Kubarsi. Yeah, you remember the celebration, right? Around the corner flag. Well, we guys have been haters, but we got to say Spain, as it stands, as the tournament has progressed into the quarterfinals, have not conceded a single goal so far. I mean, come on. That is elite. It was Marino's pops who did that celebration. I'm not sure which Euros it was back in the day, but he did the around the corner flag celebration, which Mikel Marino used in the Euros, and since then, he's made it his celebration. It looks like it's the final minute of stoppage time. I cannot wait for the full-time whistle. Bye-bye, Portugal. Bruno Iglesias coming on. Portugal aren't even bothered. This has been a slight improvement in the second half defensively from Portugal, but going forward, terrible. Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, stinky. Here's Leao. Fernandes with a good switch out onto the right-hand side to Conceição. Here's the substitute. Decent clip in. Ball. The header's just over the crossbar. That was a chance, and it was Bernardo Silva, of all people, leaps the highest. Bernardo Silva, slightly bit of a head loss there as Rodri, his former Manchester City teammate, almost with a cheeky word to him. Bernardo Silva is on a yellow card. Great ball by Francisco Conceição. And that was a decent leap. So close. They almost made a stay. Bernardo Silva nearly turned into the villain. Anybody else was Bernardo? Probably. It's an equalizer. Not known for his heading abilities. Bruno Iglesias is coming on for Mikel Oyarzabal. No goal for him, but he had that big opportunity early on in the first half. He was slipped through clean on goal, and he pulled his effort horribly wide. We're into borrowed time of extra time here. Stoppage time, rather. Anthony Taylor has had a look at his watch. Tony Taylor has overseen 1 goal and 1 yellow card. Serves him right. We said that he got the premier fixture on paper, but football has a way of evening things out. Here's Renato Vega. Again, Portugal get that ball into the box, man. Jeez. Here's Bernardo Silva taking an age to release and still can't complete the pass. Spain want the full-time whistle here. Renato Vega. Portugal are not serious at all. What are they doing? Get the ball forward. Conceição gets cleaned out. It's such a reckless challenge by Ferran Torres. What are you doing there, Ferran? Oh, from hero to villain. If Portugal equalize here, then there's no need. Why are you doing that? Cucurella is right there. And if Portugal score from here, I'm going to strangle Ferran Torres. Last chance. Last chance indeed. Diogo Costa will make his way into the box. If there's ever a time for Cristiano Ronaldo to show up, this would be it. And the same applies for Bruno Fernandes. If there was ever a time to put this on a plate into the path of one of your attackers, this would be it. Bruno Fernandes with the ball in. It's a flick on header. It's well wide. And that just might be it. It was João Neves, of all people, who takes the header, and the full-time whistle blows at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, and Portugal are knocked out. Possibly the last time that we see Cristiano Ronaldo in the World Cup, and possibly for Portugal, Mikel Marino coming off the bench and scoring in stoppage time after his fellow substitute Ferran Torres finding a clever through reverse pass. Mikel Marino with a dagger of a finish past Diogo Costa, and Spain will face either the USA or Belgium in the quarterfinals. Well, boys, that wraps up yet another round of 16 clash I won't be live for USA versus Belgium, but I will be live for Salah versus Messi, Egypt versus Argentina tomorrow. The timing is beautiful, 9:30 p.m. India time, and I'll see you boys for it all going tonight. Any last words for the legend leaving tonight? Good try, good attempt, and that's just about it. But Cristiano Ronaldo, for all his exploits in terms of scoring goals, both for club and country, and he has scored some big goals for Real Madrid, but the same thing cannot be said about his Portugal stint. Yes, he's got, 146 goals for his country, but the only knockout goal for him in the World Cup, 6 World Cups, mind you, has been the one in the round of 32 from the spot against an aged Croatia side. So that's pretty much that it. And you want to see someone rage bait Bernardo Silva? Well, he's definitely on edge. He could very easily be sent off as Portugal possibly say goodbye to a legend. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo will be disappointed. Lamine Yamal will advance. Lamine will have to step his game up here. Legend Ronaldo, thank you for the memories of a lifetime. We're lucky to have seen him on the big stage growing up. Nicely put, Manny. Very eloquently done. Well, that's it from me, guys. I'm signing off, and I'll be live tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. India time. Maybe slightly early as well, but we'll be live and we'll go through the drama that will possibly unfold. Another team into the quarterfinals as the brackets now looking to take shape. Boys, the World Cup is going to be done just like that. And like in a week's time, it's all over. And this tournament, which has seen 93 or 94 games already, it's possibly on its last legs here. Well, that's it from me. I'm off, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for Egypt versus Argentina. Prediction for US versus Belgium? I'm rooting for Belgium, but I'm expecting USA to win. That's it from me.